It's actually very simple if you scale it back. I know why you're laughing.
Okay, you guys, like maybe 3 months ago or so, it honestly could have been like
I don't even know. Yeah.
Like before that, I'm not sure. But I had been prescribed retinol from my dermatologist, and at first it was fine, but then I was starting to up the amount of days in which I was using it as I was instructed, and I got to maybe like 4 days of the week, and all of a sudden my skin flipped out. It was red, it was peely, it was dry, and I was just lathering my entire face with just as much lotion and product as I possibly could. It was not helping whatsoever. So I made a desperate plea on my Instagram story, and I was like, who knows what to do here? Who can help me? SOS, save our ship, aka save my face. I don't know. And Jack called me and she's like,
I literally go, call me. I'm like,
and I was like,
just call me.
Really? Wait, really? I can just call you? Like, we got it like that? Okay. So I just call her. We set up like a little consultation, and I was telling her, I'm like, I don't understand why it's not going away. I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I'm doing this. And I thought she was going to be so proud of me. And she literally goes, you're doing way too much. You have about 12 products and I'm going to need that to be about 3. You're doing way too much. And it shocked me because I thought, the more the merrier. Like, you know, you hear these celebrities and all of these people out there in the media talking about, like, I have my 12-step skincare routine, and it makes you think, okay, well, that's taking care of it the most because you're doing more for it. When in reality, you could be having reverse effects.
Right.
Or how can they all interact with one another the way they're supposed to when you have too much going on?
Yeah.
But I did not understand that. So talk about what the method for Jax was for you and why and how it's different, because you not just simplifying it, but you also have some unique takes on the process itself.
Yeah, so I just believe like everything in life less is more. So, you know, dialing back your line to you know, I was kind of looking at like, what do I actually use and what do I actually like see results from? And all that really is a toner, the oil, and an exfoliator. Everything else is kind of like, yes, they do very a la carte things. So like very like specific, like an eye gel is going to help eye area, which like you can always add in. But at the base, like what are you doing if you are, you know, like going to go travel for 2 weeks? What are you going to bring? Like what is like your crucial, you know, things? You're not going to bring 12 steps. And we don't really need all of that. Plus the skin can only take so much in. So if you're layering all of these products in, it's almost like canceling out or creating congestion in the skin. So it can be more problematic in the long run. I believe that too much anti-aging can actually cause aging. So if you're doing retinol and all these peels and vampire facials and all of these things, that you're actually like distressing the skin too much.
Wait, why?
Because you're like pulling out too much, and it's like causing like all of this like tension to rebuild the skin. So the more that the skin has to work, it gets tired, and then you cause like lines and wrinkles and things like that. And I've always told my mother this because my mother is like literally like she wants to find like the fountain of youth. And like obviously
get in line, honey.
Yeah, and she's always trying these things, and I'm like, oh my God, you've been doing this for like 5 years now. You almost look older, and she's amazing skin, but you know, I'm like, just do less, do less, and age, and like let your body tell you what you need, kind of like let like the products actually work. If you use one product, it's gonna work harder and better for you than using all 12 of them.
Yeah.
And if you know why a product works and what's in it, it's gonna work better. I think just like placebo effect and education behind everything is like very important. But yeah, so I have all these crazy theories, but the biggest one is no cleansing. And that like literally shocks people. People like fall off their chair and they want to know why. And cleanser, like at the end of the day, is basically, it's kind of like a marketing tool. A cleanser, an exfoliator, all these things, they kind of mean the same thing. They're cleaning the skin. But what cleansers do specifically is they like emulsify too much into like either a foam, or they suds up, or they're pulling too much. So you have like baseline, and when you use a cleanser, it takes it like takes too much of the good oil. As if like you're using a toner, it's more pH balance. So you're using a toner and it's just taking away and probably adding hydration, which is what you ideally want.
If you use the right toner though, right?
Yeah,
because
so no alcohol, ideally.
I remember those like astringents from CVS that my mom would use and I would try out when I was little. Those are essentially rubbing alcohol.
Exactly. Yeah, it's really bad. So those are like
harsh.
even probably worse than a cleanser. And there's gentle cleansers, there's oil cleansers, but still they're emulsifying into that sudsy-like thing that's going to pull too much. So I figured this out from an early start that I was like, I don't want to use a cleanser anymore, and I haven't used a cleanser probably in like 10 years, and
That's wild.
but the point, like a very important point to make is that you do need to clean the skin like in a deep clean, and that's where an exfoliator comes in. And to kind of eliminate products in your line, you can take an exfoliator and just dilute it down with water, and it almost becomes like a cleanser, but it has like the little grit and you can use it less.
Oh.
So that's how I created the line to be like super minimalist.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were going to say something, but you could tell I had a question, so you stopped.
No, go ahead. No, it's very like, it's a questionable thing. Like there's a lot of questions. I get it.
I do. Yes.
You're probably like, oh my God, what's going on?
I also am just on planet Mars today, but my thing is, okay, say I am Kim Kardashian, who is glam after glam photo shoot. Like, how is someone like her getting makeup off without a cleanser?
Yeah, that's my number one question after I say you can't cleanse. So the biggest thing is so first you have to physically remove the makeup. So you take a washcloth with warm water and you literally wipe it off. And then once you think your face is clean, it's not. So you take like a toner and cotton pad. And if you really like baked your face, like I would probably exfoliate it off. Okay. Because makeup goes way deeper into the skin than you think. It's not surface level. It like compounds over time in the pores. It's pretty gross, and that's what really causes like congestion and buildup. And so you need like an exfoliator to like actually go in there and clean.
Okay.
But even cleansers like don't go that deep. So to me, I just don't see any point in a cleanser. But I have like on my website, it's like a 3-step process. So like the level of makeup that you have, like some people just wear like powders and like concealer every day, and that can just be kind of taken off with like a toner and cotton pad. Okay. And then level 2 is like, okay, a little bit more like your lunch date, brunch type thing, and you have a little bit more, so that's your washcloth situation. And then the third one is like event makeup or like a night out or something. Mm-hmm. And that's like it's like all 3 and then exfoliate.
So you're saying like pile these things on top of one another. So like you would start with the toner, then you would do a washcloth, then you would or you're just saying like each of those things for
different, you can kind of use it like how much makeup do you have on, or how much of an exfoliation do you want? Like, do you want to add water to the exfoliator? Things like that. You can kind of play around with it. But I just use like one of those soft washcloths pretty much whenever I wear makeup, and that does the trick. And then if I really like need an exfoliation anyways, I'm probably gonna exfoliate. So
okay. And so if someone was wearing heavy makeup a couple times a week, you normally wouldn't recommend exfoliating every day. Could they dilute it and use that more frequently without it causing any reverse effects?
Yeah, that's totally fine. And your skin can build up to exfoliators. So if you just started exfoliating, like, you could start using exfoliators more, and your skin will handle it better.